You guys ready? Awesome. Hi everyone, my name is Micah Solusod. I'm a voice actor for Funimation. Some of my notable roles are Soul in Soul Eater, Yuri Plesetsky in Yuri on Ice, Yuno in Black Clover, that's airing on Toonami right now. And I am also a webcomic illustrator. I draw a comic called Ties That Bind. Pleasure to meet you. Who has any questions? No pressure. No pressure.
I just was wondering if this is your first time at Anime Central specifically?
No, this is my third time at Anime Central.
Third time?
I think, yeah.
At least.
In this universe, at least.
No.
Okay. Yeah. But we're not counting multiple universes?
Who knows? Can we count all the universes?
Probably not.
Probably not. Well, yeah.
If I'm going, just keep going with my question. If you have any, obviously you've been here before, have you any favorite experiences from previous ACENs that you'd like to share with us, or any fun memories from previous ones?
Yeah. I remember my first ACEN, we had like a little industry mixer on Thursday night when we got here, and I was with another fellow voice actor, Sprint April, who's a friend of mine. And we're very social, and by that I mean we're not very social. So we were there, and everyone's mingling and having a good time, and we're just sort of there, and like she was starting to get really nervous because it was one of her first conventions, and she was like, I don't know what to do, and I was like, just act natural. So she like stands next to this big cheesecake and goes, hey, how you doing? And it's like, natural.
Actually,
natural, not weird.
We're from Wisconsin, so that is pretty natural.
That is pretty natural. That's
as long as it's cheesecake, yeah.
There you go. It's cheesecake.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I don't know why you were weird in that situation. She was normal, so.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
Yeah.
I was weird. I'm sorry. I need to be. It's the modern days. I need to stop being so close-minded.
Get cheese woke.
Exactly. Cheese woke. No.
That's the state motto of Wisconsin.
It
Cheese woke.
It is indeed.
Don't be so curd.
Ow.
Any other questions? Comments or concerns?
Yeah, I don't want to keep hogging,
Go
but
ahead. We'll just keep asking questions.
until someone else wants to jump in. I was wondering, you mentioned you draw for a comic?
Yes, I do.
That's really cool. Have you ever actually voiced a character or imagined a voice for a person as you were drawing them?
Yes. Oddly enough, my acting and my drawing sort of go hand in hand sometimes. When I draw comics these days, I approach it as a director for like a film, like how I would shoot characters and things like that. So it helps me, like I think of voices like who the characters would be, you know, if they were real. And the easiest way to do that is to think, well, of my friends who would voice them. And that helps like strengthen their character, the decisions, their reads, and things like that. So yeah, a lot of that comes into play. I don't think I have a cast set in stone, but who knows, maybe one day.
No fancy casting at all?
I mean, I haven't really thought that hard about it, but eventually I'm sure I know enough people in this industry to be like, hey, you want to be in my thing? Cool, I'll pay you. You know, as you do.
So, going back to your comic, The Ties That Bind, that was
Yes.
what it was called? That's really cool. Could you give us a brief description of what it's about?
Oh yeah, it's sort of like a nod to like the old '90s fantasy anime. It's a world where magic is very commonplace, as common as electricity. Everyone can see it, everyone can use it, but there have been people born with the odd defect in this world of not being able to use magic, not being able to interact with magic, and nobody knows why. But the government in this world has been rounding up all of these people who can't use magic for some mysterious reason. And one of our main characters, who is a squad captain in the military, is one of these types that can't use magic, but she is quite the badass still. But yeah, they're all being rounded up to the capital for some mysterious reason. Nobody knows why.
Well, as someone that's eternally looked like Draco Malfoy, I'm glad someone's doing something about those filthy mudbloods. But no, that sounds really cool. Where is that available?
It is available on our website, pineapplestudio.com. We also have a physical copy available on Amazon. So if you just Google Ties That Bind webcomic or just my name, Micah Solusod, you'll be able to find it.
So back to your voice acting experiences. So you spend a lot of time in the booth And I find that very claustrophobic anytime I see people in there. It feels
Fair.
like a coffin. Is there anything like small or anything like weird details that you find like either comforting or disheartening during the booth, or is it just like an experience for you?
This is probably terrible to say, but I find being in the booth to be like, I notice more disgusting things. Because you have to remember, you said a coffin, right? I like to think of it as like an insane asylum, because it is a dark, padded room where I'm alone, listening to the voices in my head, and then interacting with them.
That sounds much worse.
And then they don't let me out. But like there are things like, I don't think those rooms have been cleaned in a very long, like deep cleaned. It's carpet, so they're, imagine you're working on a show with maybe the main cast of like 20-something people, and who knows how many like background characters. Each Wallace session will have like 4 people. And so there are people constantly going in and out of that room, lots of traffic, and especially during the holidays where people are getting sick. Like, it's carpet, it's padding, germs like to live there. One of the things, ask any actor, like, hey, have you ever accidentally touched or like your mouth touched the pop filter that's supposed to catch any of like the plosives on the mic? They'll have some stories. Yeah.
It's the spit catcher.
Yes.
Not just imagining someone sneezing into a pop filter. Thank you for that.
Oh, it's worse. Sometimes some booths don't clean them. You'll see some like particles in there, and you're like, can we douse that in like alcohol and then like set it on fire?
Then I hear Kyle Haber just spills a soda and gets it all sticky just to be a jerk.
Oh yeah, there are times where you open the door and there are like someone's snacks are there on the stool, and you're like, come on, man! And you look down and like someone spilled coffee, and you're like, what is this? What is this? Come on. Yeah, I notice things like that where it's like, hang on, why does it look like someone bit a side of the foam out? Were they hungry? Other times it would be like, why is there's like the glass between the actor and the director, and you'll see someone's like face print.
They're just
in the
very
glass,
desperate to
and
get
you're like,
out.
do I want to know what happened here? Did the actor not get the read that the director wanted, and you're just like, read it better? Or no? It's up to my imagination, really. No one knows.
I have a question. If you obviously you come to the conventions, there's a lot of great fan experiences, but I was wondering if any of those extend out of convention experiences. Have you ever met anyone, a fan, out in the real world?
No, not really, because I don't go out very often, thankfully.
Oh.
There have been odd experiences or exchanges though. Like I remember, and usually at airports. I remember I was at TSA and I was wearing a Soul Eater shirt with big Soul Eater logo on it, and TSA's like, "Hey, I like your shirt." I'm like, "Thanks," and I decided to be kind of coy. I was like, "Guess I'm in it." I was young, and he was just like, "What?" I'm like, "I do the voice of Soul in Soul Eater," and I walked, and he was like, "Wait!" But he couldn't move because he was still checking people, and I was just like, I'm like, that's such a diva move. But the most recent one I found very entertaining was that we were going through TSA again. A bunch of voice actors were going through it, and this guy was like, he saw a bag that one of the actresses had, and he said, "Oh, anime! I really dig that." And he started naming all these shows, and they were all like titles that Funimation did, so everyone's feeling kind of good about themselves. And then specifically, he was like, "But man, I only watch subs though, because like dubs are the worst." And everyone's face got down, and I was just like, I want to see them start a fight with TSA over subs versus dubs. It'd be the most petty thing in the world.
I got strip because I said I liked dubs better. That's a good story. I mean, come on.
Can you imagine like a headline of like, voice actors and TSA clash at a local airport over subs versus dubs? Like, how dumb would that be?
I want to see that headline. I'll go across Fox News.
Anime ruining our children.
Exactly. Anime ruins
fighting in the
everything.
airports.
I have one more.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've been asking you questions this whole for a whole half hour here, and you've done this on the side, just people bombarding you with questions. I'd like to put the ball in your court Is there anything you could want to ask us or me specifically? I'll answer honestly. I can't answer for these, but if you could ask us anything, what would it be?
Sure. I'm assuming you guys are anime fans or watch anime, dabble in anime. What would you like to see out of the anime industry that currently is not being done or being explored?
It'd be awesome if there was a more unified platform for releasing currently airing anime.
A unified platform.
The current fracturing between different services of where airing anime is going is not helping.
That's not helping at all. Where you can only get specific things from, say, like Amazon or from.
Well, at least Amazon finally shut off theirs. It was their.
Right.
They bought every Sentai show on the planet and still
Right.
couldn't get their service off the ground. So.
Okay, a unified platform.
It would just be really nice. I would pay more than I pay for Crunchyroll right now for a platform that I knew was going to get all of the major studios shows every year.
Have you heard of Verve?
Yes, but Verve also includes a bunch of stuff I have no interest in at all. Verve is a disaster.
So just like anime specific.
I want an anime channel basically. I will pay a cable channel rate for an anime channel that has only anime content on it.
Interesting. Streaming service?
A streaming service, a cable channel, however they want to present it, I will gladly pay for it.
Okay.
Because right now, you pay for Crunchyroll, you pay for Hulu, you pay for Netflix, and you still miss shows because there's still shows that come up in other spots.
Right.
Like on Funimation's streaming platform or in other spots, and there's too many out there to get everything at once.
Interesting. That is a very, very good suggestion. Anything else?
Well, mine's controversial. Like, the one thing I want to see out of anime is a little bit less of the standard sexual humor of it's funny because someone's getting inappropriately touched when without their consent,
No,
and that's funny.
That's valid. That is absolutely valid.
That bugs me a little bit.
No, completely understandable. Interesting. Do you think? Okay, so on top of that, do you think maybe what is the future of anime hold? Is it through higher ups deciding what the market's going to be like, or do you think there is a genuine future in, say, crowdfunding or crowdsourcing passion projects?
I think both are kind of necessary.
Well, I mean,
Also,
Passion projects are great, but there are only so much limit to what can be offered and what they can actually accomplish with even the money they're given.
right.
You're going to still need the big guys coming through and getting people like you, where they can find people off the demos, be like, oh, this is a good voice actor, let's take them in and start training them. Versus fan projects, which are they might be taking real voice actors, they might be using it themselves, trying to mix and match. So I think it has to be a mixture of the quality that would be for the best for the whole industry.
Okay. Were you gonna add to that?
I would say that the industry also is making a switch over of some of the more popular stuff, like say My Hero Academia. There's a lot of money now in subverting tropes. Like one of my favorite things is the what's her name that creates stuff out of nothing. I can't remember her name, but she wears a skimpy outfit too. But she's a shy character, and that's a subverting the trope because her and some other characters need to have their powers work through their skin. So she's kind of uncomfortable the whole time because she's wearing a revealing outfit, but that's how her powers work. And I'm like, okay, well, it's fan service, but also there's a joke and an underlying, trope that we're subverting here. So at least there's something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, the Kill did that, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
That too.
Yeah.
Cut the show.
No, that's
we have the next guest start here, and we have to set up for a 3
No worries. No worries.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Sorry about that.
No worries. No worries. We're just filling time.
Yeah, but it was just such a good conversation.
I shouldn't have given him the power to ask questions.
Sorry, my bad.
Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons. And if you're interested in checking out some of our other content, why not check out the UGO podcast on iTunes or at our webpage, unapologeticgeekout.com. And again, thanks for watching.